Hi guys, Aviation JFK here, back at you with another video. Today we are going to be doing another airport update on my JFK 1:400 scale model airport. Now I just want to apologise for the fact that I've been away from YouTube making videos for the past 2 weeks, but I just needed a really well rested break before coming back into the routine of making videos weekly. Now the first comment shout out on this video goes to Mile High Aviation, as he was the first person to comment on my last airport update. If you want to be part of that, just be the first person to comment on this update and I'll shout you out in the next one. And just before we get into this video, I just want to say huge thanks to RM Models for sponsoring today's video. RM Models is a website which is starting to sell all the regular companies that we are all used to and love, such as Gemini Jets, NG and more. Now, if you want 10% off on one of the models on their website, just use the code AVIATIONJFK, all capitals and no spaces, and then you can get a 10% discount on any model on their website. I'll leave a link into the description as well so you can check them out there, and they would really appreciate any support that you could give them. Now without any further ado, let's just get straight into today's video. Now the time frame for this update is around 11 AM in the morning, so you still have a couple of heavies lingering around, but there's a lot of short haul activity at the airport. Now the first aircraft here at the airport is a KLM 787-9, which has just come in from Amsterdam. This aircraft is set to make a departure back out to Amsterdam in roughly around 3.5 hours time, which is also where it came in from roughly around 20 minutes ago. As you can see, it's just being refueled and some of the cleaners are still on board preparing the flight for its second leg. And then right here, just on the other side of the terminal, we have this Aeromexico 787-9 in the Quetzalcoatl livery. Now this aircraft came in from Mexico City roughly around an hour and a half ago and is set to head back out to Mexico City in roughly around an hour and a half time as well. As you can see, this aircraft is just being refueled, some of the bags are just being taken off and the catering is also being renewed. Some of the cleaners are still on board preparing for the flight, for its return flight back out to Mexico City. And then right here we have a Cathay Pacific 777-300ER in the One World livery. Now this aircraft is actually a replacement aircraft for one that had an engine issue early in the morning. Now this aircraft, as you can tell, is way behind schedule, as the original aircraft should have departed roughly around 4 hours ago. Nevertheless, this aircraft will be departing in roughly around 3 hours time after it's been prepared for its flight out to Hong Kong. And then right here we have a Singapore Airlines Airbus A380-800, which is going to be making its way to Singapore via Frankfurt. As you can see, this aircraft is just being baggaged up, and the cleaners are still on board just preparing the aircraft for its return flight. The aircraft is also being refueled at this current time, and is set to depart in roughly around 2.5 hours after it came in roughly around 2 hours ago as well. And then right here we have a Delta 717, which is being heavily serviced at this moment. It's going to be heading out to Tampa in roughly around an hour's time. It came in from Charleston roughly around 20 minutes ago, and some of the passengers are just deboarding still before the aircraft can start the second leg of its turnaround before heading off to Tampa. And then right here we have the CRJ-200, which is just finishing up operations for a flight out to Chicago. Now this aircraft also came in from Chicago, as it is running that rotation today. It is set to depart in roughly around 10 minutes time, and it came in roughly around 30 minutes ago, so it ran a pretty quick turnaround for an aircraft that small. But yeah, he'll be heading up to Chicago O'Hare very soon. And then right here we have this Delta Airbus A330-300, which is just pushing back for a flight out to Paris Charles de Gaulle. This aircraft came in roughly around 4 hours ago from Amsterdam, really early for a large aircraft in the Delta fleet. But anyways, this aircraft spent quite a while at the Delta terminal here before making its push back. It'll be making a 5-minute taxi towards the runway before making an eastbound departure, and then turning towards the Atlantic and heading towards Europe. And as for the second CRJ-700, this aircraft is running the Cincinnati rotation for the day. As you can see, the bags are just being loaded on, and some of the cleaning crew is still at the aircraft before it will be heading out to Cincinnati in roughly around 40 minutes time. It came in from Cincinnati roughly around 25 minutes ago. It had a little bit of a delay due to the jet bridge having a bit of an issue, so the passengers are still deboarding. But yeah, this aircraft will be departing in roughly around 40 minutes time. And then right here, just pulling into this gate here, we have a Delta 737-800. Now this aircraft has just come in from Atlanta, and it will be going to the maintenance center just to get its regular checks done each month. But yeah, as you can see, this aircraft is just pulling into this corner gate here, and it will be most likely be spending roughly around 3 or 4 days here just to get its maintenance fully done. But yeah. And then right here we have this UPS MD-11, which is just turning into where it will be parking for the next 8 hours before it will be making its return flight back out to Louisville. As you can see, this aircraft has just touched down in from Louisville, carrying some cargo to aid for the pandemic in New York City. And as I said, this aircraft will be heading back out to Louisville in roughly around 8 hours time. And then right here we have this British Airways 777-200ER, which has just touched down in from London Heathrow, of course. Now this aircraft is making its way over to Terminal 1, where it will be spending the next 3.5 hours before making its return leg to London Heathrow. As you can see, this aircraft is just taxiing, and will be arriving at the terminal very shortly. And then right here, just touched down in from San Francisco, we have this JetBlue Airbus A321neo. Now this aircraft will be making a return flight out to California, but it will be going to LAX this time, in roughly around 1.5 hours time. And then for the very final aircraft of this airport update, we have this Alaska Airlines 737-800 with the split scimitars. Now this aircraft just touched down in from Seattle and will be making a flight out to San Jose in roughly around 1.5 hours time. So yeah, that's about it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, I just really want to apologize for the fact that my upload schedule has kind of been broken for the past 2 weeks, but hopefully I'm back now. Also, one more thing, I know the Q&A video that was supposed to come out for 500 subscribers, I'm still debating what format I'm trying to do that in. So yeah, but I will make sure to get that video out as soon as possible. But yeah, it's been Aviation JFK signing off.